It feels like for the last year or two, it has been hit after hit after hit for Made by Mitchell. And he's focused quite a bit on complexion products within the brand, which I think has been very, very smart because he does those really, really well. Now, of course, when he launched the brand initially, he started off with two very large palettes that came with a little pouch. And we haven't really seen many palettes since. There was the Got Milk palette and then there was the Mangoes palette. I have all of them, FYI. But it looks like he has started back in to doing eyeshadow palettes. Let's discuss this. These are the Eyeclouds palettes, and it looks like he's basically used the same sort of packaging as he has for his blushes. Now, personally, I don't love that just because I don't like weirdly shaped palettes. However, I think it's very, very smart in terms of brand recognition. Like, you look at this and you instantly go, ah, yeah, that's Mitchell. And I think that's really, really smart for a brand that is still quite young to have something in their arsenal that is so easily recognizable. It's been about a year or so since we last saw a palette from Mitchell, so I feel like this is kind of a big deal. We have 4 different quads and they are available right now on his website for £16. I'll have an affiliate link down below, but if you can't get it there, you can get it on Beauty Bay. But be warned, the markup is real. They are selling over there for a staggering €27, which in my mind is just a little bit too expensive. This is the blew you mind, and if you look at the website, they say you're gonna be blew away. I mean, that's a little bit of a difficult pun to work in there. It feels like a stretch. They say that there's aquatic tones to help elevate a blue shadow look, and I have to say that blue shimmer looks very, very pretty. I really wish that they had shown some swatches on the website because I do think this looks quite interesting. Then there's the Grey Girlfriend, and I mean, grey toned eyeshadow palettes will never go out of style, and I feel like we've seen a lot more of those recently. I don't know if this is necessarily the best time to come out with it when Beauty Bay have just done theirs, but I mean, how is he meant to know this? I do find it's quite interesting that over on the website, Grey Girlfriend is spelt incorrectly. When you go and select it, it's spelt F-R-E-I-N-D, and that has slightly driven me mad. But I think this is really quite nice. Again, I'd like to see the swatches because I'm nosy. Then there's the Keep 'em Green quad, and they say that this is the new hot tropic. Again, fantastic pun. Well done. Bringing tropical tones with deep greens, chartreuse and blending shades. And that does seem like a big claim when you're talking about a quad. However, because this is all quite monochromatic, yes, they are going to blend quite well. So I think that's like quite a reasonable claim. I personally like the colours of this. However, I could dupe this with existing palettes, but I think this is quite smart. And the final quad is Little Pinky, and the description says, think smoky but pink, a pearled reflect pink topper alongside a milky pink, neon pink and deep plum shadows. Now, I personally find that quite interesting because I had the Got Milk palette and some of the shades in that, there was like a milky pink and it did not perform. Now, I suspect that Mitchell has worked hard to kind of redeem himself from that, so I suspect that we would see a much better performance from this. I would also like to see what the story is with that pink topper, because I'm like, don't leave us in suspense, lads. I want to see what the story is with this. Personally, I'm really glad to see him getting back into eyeshadow palettes, and I feel like he's probably given it enough time to have a good think about how to augment the formula. So I'm personally quite intrigued. Is this necessarily for me? Not really, but that's because I don't get a huge amount of use out of quads. But I would be excited to see what the story is if he comes out with maybe like a 9-pan palette. I could definitely be intrigued. Now, as I said, they're £16 each, but you could get the 4 together for £50, so that'll save you a little bit. You're probably best off getting it through the website, or if you're lucky enough to be in a country that has a TikTok shop, you lucky goose, that may be the way to go. We don't have that here in Ireland. I know it's very, very difficult. The most expensive seems to be Beauty Bay, but that may be more convenient if you're thinking about shipping costs, etc. I do think this is quite nice, and it kind of links in quite a bit with Mitchell's own aesthetic. I am really looking forward to seeing some reviews on this. I wish again that they had swatches of these, because it's very, very difficult to tell just looking at the pan what are we looking at exactly. It does look like we have like those matte formulas and there's at least one shimmer in each of those. So I feel like the price of £16 isn't bad. Now, would I pay the €27 that Beauty Bay are saying? No, not for that. So again, I would probably go more with Mitchell's own website. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about this? Do you think this is like a really interesting new direction for the brand. Did you love the previous palettes that he came out with? Let me know what you think, because I am interested as always.